Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is the first day of May. May the 1st, 2022. It's 4 pm. It's Proclamation News and Gavins. I'm the capital P in Professor. I'm the capital P in Prominent. I'm the capital P in Prodigious. I'm the capital P in Progressive. I'm the capital P in Progression. I'm a capital P in persuasive. I'm a capital P in persuasion. I'm a capital P in propaganda. I'm a capital P in punctuation. Welcome on board, everyone. It's Proclamation News and Gavins with Prodigious, the prominent Professor Johnson, and PNG. Thank you all for tuning in. So much to get, so many different segments to get through. Poor old Putin, Vladimir Putin, is not mentally stable. He's not fit for purpose. We all knew that. We all knew Vladimir Putin wasn't fit for purpose. I don't know if he's trying to get out of all the massacres he's caused over the last few months or what. I don't know what's happening in the media at the moment, but apparently he's ill health, suffering mental health, lots of illnesses. Anyway, think safety, think first. That's all right, mate, no problem. Plan your destination. North East London, queuing traffic and no left turn due to recovery work and crash. A car involved in B117 Barley Lane, northbound at A12 Eastern Avenue, Little Heath traffic lights. Congestion to Moby Dick on the A12. Lane 1 of 2 has reported on the A12. Inbound. 12:40 p.m. 1st of May. Queuing traffic on A503 Seven Sisters Road both ways around A1 201 Blackstock Road, 12 pins traffic lights. 1:13 p.m. Evie was just on my radio. Did you hear her, everybody? Oh my goodness. Queuing traffic on A102 northbound at the Blacknall Tunnel. 10:53 a.m. Would you like to talk my radio, Evie? Are you sure? Road blocked, severe delays and stationary traffic due to serious crash. Two cars involved in M4 both ways between Junction 4 Heathrow, Uxbridge and Junction 3. At A312 the Parkway, Hayes, Heston, congestion to the M25, Junction 15, heading eastbound. Heston services westbound. 12:59 p.m. first reported today. Sure you don't come and talk on the radio? Vladimir Putin, would you believe it? Do you reckon he's trying to pull out a wild card, trying to get out of this thousand massacres that he's caused throughout Ukraine? Putin will vanish to have cancer surgery and hand over power. How ironic is that with everything going on at the moment? Vladimir Putin may be forced to hand over control of Russia as he disappears to have cancer surgery, and Kremlin insider claims. Russian President 69 allegedly already delayed the operation, which was scheduled for the second half of April. But his doctors have insisted on it happening in the near future, as the course of the disease is progressing, according to the popular Telegram channel General SVR, which claims to have a well-placed source in Moscow. Now Putin is said to have hurriedly nominated his hardline Security Council Security Secretary Mikhail Pashkovich, 70, to take over while he is incapacitated. Patrushev, a former KGB counter-intelligence officer, seen a key figure in the brutal attack on Ukraine, is the worst option, the source has claimed. It comes following months of rumours surrounding Putin's poor health, with speculation he could be suffered from Parkinson's disease. General SVR channel also claims he has a schizoaffective disorder, a mental health disorder marked by a combination of schizophrenia symptoms such as hallucinations or delusions, and mood disorder symptoms such as depression or mania. The Kremlin has always strongly denied Putin is ill, but critics claim mysteriously disappearances, long tables, and his sometimes bloated, trembling appearance may prove otherwise. In a video detailing General SVR claims, the outlet source, supposedly an anonymous former high-ranking Kremlin military figure, said there seems to be no particular urgency over the lead surgery, but it can be delayed either. Putin has discussed that he will be undergoing medical procedures, they said. Doctors insist that he needs an operation, but a date has not yet been determined. I don't know for exactly how long he will be anticipated after the surgery. I think it will be for a short time. They added it was possible to contain for some time, but now the course of the disease is progressing. I do not want to voice any forecast now, so as not to reassure you once again, because in this situation you should not be very hopeful. The warmonger is unlikely to agree to transfer power, but it is prepared to set in motion a charge of the affairs to control Russia and the war effort added. Obviously, that was happening, wasn't it? Handing over control to Pastorev would be left field move, given that power should pass to the Prime Minister, Mikhail Ustin, 56, a low-profile technocrat without no military or secret services links. Putin reportedly sees Pastorev as the only truly trusted person and friend in the system of power. He got the job following a 2-hour heart-to-heart with the Russian leader. The outlet claims Putin was allegedly promised actual management of the country would be temporarily transferred to him in the event of his health sharply deteriorates. It comes after the same outlet alleged Vladimir Putin had grounded his daughter in case she leaves the country and decides never to return. I want to look at the infrastructure, what's been going on in 2022. Many things that many people be asking, what's actually happened in 2022 regarding maintaining Britain better in the UK. That's what people want to know. You know, they're voting for some sort of side of politics. What are they voting for? What are they getting back in return? UK's major infrastructure projects 2022. The current climate has created an unprecedented demand for global infrastructure projects, expected to be the backbone of the economic recovery. Here are the top 4 major infrastructure projects 2022. The Thames Tideway, HS2, Hinkley Point, Stonehenge Tunnel. The Stonehenge Tunnel was quite, I don't know if you've been to Stonehenge. I have been to Stonehenge. These projects are predicted to steer the construction sector back to pre-COVID levels. Thames Tideway. The Thames Tideway Tunnel, 60 miles of combined sewer, mainly running under the tidal section of the river Thames across inner London. Its purpose is to capture, store and convey almost divorced sewage and rainwater that currently overflows into the estuary when rainfall volumes exceed the capacity of London's sewage system. The tunnel will transfer and combine sewers diluted foul water to Stratford, East Ham, Lee Tunnel for onward delivery to Bexton sewage treatment works. Following treatment, water will be released into the saline Thames estuary. The project started in 2016. Construction is aimed to be completed by 2025. Delays have been encountered by a year from the COVID-19 pandemic. Once constructed, the main tunnel, with the interval diameter of 7.2 metres, will run 30 metres across the width of the inner London. 34 of the most polluting combined sewer overflows, SCOs, will be connected through this tunnel. HS2 is a colossal project initially intended to create high-speed rail links between London and significant Midlands and North England cities. It aims to cut journey times increase capacity, create jobs, and build the UK economy outside London. HS2 was initially meant to connect London and Birmingham, Manchester and Leeds. However, for now, the Leeds leg is being scrapped, and a shorter high-speed line will be implemented instead to link Birmingham and East Midlands Parkway. Work has commenced on the first phase linking London and West Midlands is expected to London and Birmingham leg. It will be completed by 2029-2033. The scheme's second phase has been pushed back to 2035 to 2040. Hinkley Point. Development consent order was announced on March 2019 to construct a new nuclear power station in the UK. The nuclear power station will be the first built in 25 years. EDF Energy was granted permission to erect the power station at Hinkley Point. On the back of this, several other significant new electricity generation projects such as Seabank 3 has been submitted. These low carbon energy schemes will help satisfy the country's escalating demand for energy sustainability. The project will provide additional electricity capacity in the southwest by building a new 400,000 volt connection between Bridgewater and Seabank, and removing the existing 40 miles of overhead line between Bridgewater and Avonmouth substations. In total, over 5 miles of modern connection will be installed underground. The installation will be carried out through and either side of the Mendip Hills area, which will leave this area. Be known as one of England's most stunning locations, with flower-rich grasslands and woodland combes, which habitats a wide variety of wildlife, free from pylons for the first time in more than 40 years. Stonehenge Tunnel. In Stonehenge Road tunnel scheme is planned tunnel in Wiltshire, England, to upgrade the 13-kilometre long A303 road that runs between Amesbury and Berwick Down. Past Stonehenge, the scheme also aims to improve the design and landscape around Stonehenge and improve safety on the A303. The scheme plans to move A303 into the tunnel under the Stonehenge World Heritage Site and change the site in other ways, including moving the Visitors Centre. Formed by Highways England, the Stonehenge scheme is part of the UK's government £15 billion road investment strategy. The Stonehenge Tunnel is planned to support economic growth by creating work opportunities in the region. The scheme aims to substantially reduce congestion on the A303 at the centre of the village. Furthermore, it aims to cut down the journey time between Amesbury and Berwick to 10 minutes during peak hours. Just going to have a short break, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to share the comments and we'll be straight back. Thanks for being patient there, ladies and gents, being both observed and preserved. Makes you part of the aristocracy social elite. Thank you ever so much. Come on to the last at the end of the show now, about another 5 10 minutes left to go. Appreciate you all staying tuned anyway. Westminster Reform, Lindsay Hall and Andrea leads a call for urgent changes inside Westminster. Senior MP have called for a drastic overhaul of Westminster's culture amid concerns over sexism and inappropriate behaviour by politicians. House of Commons Speaker Sir Lindsay Hoyle said radical action and a review of working practice was needed. And former leader of the House, Dame Andrea Leadsom, called for Parliament to get its own human resources department. This calls for change come as a number of MPs are facing claims of bullying and sexual misconduct. Business Secretary Kawasi Kwarteng told the BBC he did not think the Commons was a dangerous place in general for women to work, but said there were some bad apples who had to face consequences. Politicians' behaviour has come under great scrutiny in recent weeks, with several relevant revelations and claims of wrongdoing. On Saturday, Conservative MP Neil Parish resigned after admitting he had watched pornography twice in Parliament. He told BBC it had been a moment of madness and what had he done was absolutely totally wrong. Mr Parish's resignation will trigger a by-election in his constituency of Tiverton and Hoynton in Devon, which is a safe Conservative seat. Tory MP Dame Andrea, who in 2018 spearheaded the creation of Independent Complaints and Grievance Scheme (ICGS), to which Mr Parish's case had been referred, told the Sunday Times she believed it was not fit for purpose. She explained this because it had not been able to employ enough investigators, meaning it took too long to deal with cases. What people in Neil Parish's constituency are saying. Sense of relief in Tiverton and Hoynton that Mr Parish has resigned, with even some law supporters saying his position had become untenable. Many feel his indiscretions have brought the shame on the constituency, but many voters seem sorry to see Mr Parish go after an otherwise impressive political career. One man told me he'd written to the MP to thank him for his decade of service. Nobody, however, is arguing that his actions were inappropriate or acceptable. With the by-election looming, I suspect, based on our conversations, that new Tories would withdraw their support for the party because of Mr Parish. But some said they were looking elsewhere because of dissatisfaction with the government. Meanwhile, Sir Lindsay questioned whether MPs should be employers of their own staff and asked whether an outside body could act as employer, as as long as the MP was still able to choose their office personnel. He, he said work was underway to establish a Speaker's Conference as cross-party investigation into the issue involved as soon as possible. I take recent allegation of buying and sexual property comments and advances very seriously, added. Labour's MP Chris Bryan, who chairs the Commons Committee on Standards, says Sir Lindsay idea wouldn't address any of the issues we face this week. He told BBC Radio 4 Broadcasting today he told BBC Radio 4's Broadcasting House that the culture of impunity was the real problem in Parliament. Mr Bryan said that one MP who had abused him 15, 18 years ago was still in Parliament, but added, I dealt with the situation back then. I don't feel the need to pursue anything. Safe and respected. Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer told Sky News his party was happy to participate in Speaker's Conference, saying, there's a cultural issue that we have to get to grips with. Cultural change has to be led and modelled from the top. And Liberal Democrat leader Sir Ed Davey told BBC One's Sunday morning that Parliament collectively had to step on this misogyny and sexism. We need to make women and girls considering coming into politics know that we feel safe and respected. Asked whether the Commons was a safe place for women to work, Mr Kwarteng told Sunday morning, I think it is. I think you got to distinguish between some bad apples, people who behave badly, and general environment. It is very similar to when people say, oh well, there are a number of racist people in the country, so that means the whole country is racist. That doesn't follow. There are some bad apples. There are people who acted very badly and they should be held to account. Multiple claims of bullying or sexual inappropriate have emerged recently, with it being widely reported that 56 MPs have had allegations of sexual misconduct against them referred to the ICGS, but in a letter the ICGS warned against speculation over numbers. It said its latest internal figures showed a similar trend to those for a year of 2020 to 21, during which it had dealt with 15 cases against MPs for bullying, harassment or sexual misconduct. At the beginning of April, Conservative MP David Warburton was suspended from the party, depending an allegation into alleged sexual harassment. Called Minister Anne-Marie Trevelyan said last week that she had once been pinned up against a wall by a male colleague and been subject to misogyny and wandered hands on several occasions. Labour former Cabinet Minister Liam Byrne is due to be suspended for 2 days from the Commons for bullying a former staff member, and Tory MP Imran Ahmed Khan resigned from Parliament after being convicted of sexually assaulting a 15-year-old boy. Very, very horrific news there, guys. But anyway, we have a short break for one more second to go, and we're going to call that it. I just cut to the last segment of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for staying tuned. This is quite ironic, actually. And this, I like art. I'm an artist myself, so I stumbled across this, and I thought, you know what, I want to share it with you guys. In Essex Live, an Essex man was blown away after a portrait of actor Tom Hanks has been made using a typewriter. How can you do art for a typewriter? It's actually a true story. It got the attention of the star himself. James Cook, 25, from Braintree, Essex, creates depictions of or typed depictions using a random assortment of letters, numbers, and punctuation marks to form an image using a typewriter. On average, one A4 work of art can take Mr. Cook up to 5 days to complete, and the larger pieces are formed of smaller strips of paper pieced together. Among his amazing piece of artwork is a portrait of Tom Hanks, which the Forrest Gump actor signed and sent back. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? James sent the portrait to Oscar-winning actor, who is a fellow typewriter enthusiast, but James admitted he forgot about it until he received an unexpected letter in the post, handwritten. Braintree artist received an autograph and message from the award-winning actor. James said, I appeared on the US program called The Kelly Clarkson Show back in November 2020, and I was asked to do a portrait, and I would have to guess who the celebrity was. Tom Hanks had previously been a guest on the show, and I said, you know, he collects typewriters, and they said they would have rescheduled his interview with mine if they had known. I thought to give it a shot and send him a print of his portrait with a typewritten letter explaining my profession. But after that, I completely forgot about it. I was blown away then when I got my print returned with his autograph and a short message. The message, handwritten by Hanks, who reportedly owns more than 120 typewriters, reads, to James Cook, this is super, Tom Hanks. Cook said he was inspired to the first attempt at typewriting art after he discovered the work of American artist Paul Smith while he was researching for his art A-level. Despite producing art since 2014, his first work consisted predominantly of celebrity portraits and drawings of the cast of the BBC series Doctor Who. And it was not until January 2020 that he began to get noticed. Architecture graduate has since gained more than 20,000 followers on Instagram and produced 200 pictures of celebrities, landscapes, and musicians. Mr. Cook now creates his unusual artworks as a full-time job at his studio in the Trinity Boyo Wharf, East London, where people can visit to see work and view his collection of close to 40 typewriters. If you've got a moment, look at this, done by a typewriter. Yeah. Look at this, done by a typewriter, by letters and whatever else. That is absolutely amazing. 6 days. That is amazing. Absolutely phenomenal. Full stops, exclamation marks, letters, whatever it needs to do to get that in. It's amazing. How on earth did someone have the time and patience to do that? I cannot believe it. I'd be happy to draw that. I might even give that a go myself. I can't believe it. Anyway, ladies and gents, it's Proclamationers and Gavins. Religious, the Prime Professor at PNG. So I say thank you, take care, God bless, speak soon, and one love. Wow. Just wow. Everyone at